what you need to do is just hustle, get some more people to do get some extra one-on-ones or something like that. The best thing you can do is invest. The best investment you can make is in yourself. It just obviously it does need to be strategic, but we've kind of really taken that to heart, and it's been good.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
Marketing Made Simple with Blake and Sherman. Today we have a special guest. We have Eric with us from CrossFit 781. Eric, thanks for hanging out with us, buddy.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, definitely. So let's sort of jump right into it, because I like to know what made you reach out to us and say, hey guys, let's talk a little bit. So what was your initial, what made you reach out to us?
All right, so I reached out back initially in 2019. Somebody else I had been an acquaintance with, another gym owner, they recommended you guys as well as Mentorship. At the time, what we ended up doing, we weren't necessarily ready for paid marketing. We went with Mentorship. We worked with them for several years. Really great, especially helpful through 2020. And then we kind of were just hitting a plateau. We didn't know what to do next. What was the next step? I think maybe one of y'all's ads popped up on Instagram. I was like, oh, let's check these guys out again. Went through with it, and it was like, yep, now was the right time, and it's been a good decision.
Oh, okay. So how do you think I remember that you reached out in 20? Well, that was right when we were first getting ready to. That's when we were first taking off. So okay, we were talking to a lot of people were afraid to talk to us way back then. So no, but that's good though. Okay, so then you did some mentoring, got all your ducks in a row, and then you were like, okay, I have sort of these system processes in place, and now I'm just ready to grow. And I believe that's a question that we hear often, like, when is the right time? Or I've been with this mentor company for X amount of years, I'm just sort of stuck at a certain revenue, and we're like, oh yeah, we can help you crush it, guaranteed. Because something that we've seen over the years is, if you've been with a mentor company for a year plus, yes, there's still some things you're going to be learning and doing, but hopefully by then you have the basic systems and processes in place, and now it's time to grow, right? Because everyone needs to grow. We need to make more money. So and that's what we really focus on here at Lasso. So that's good to hear. Blake, I'll let you jump in. We don't want to talk over you.
Yeah. So, Eric, just tell me about kind of the growth of the gym, what your experience has been, kind of the good and the bad, right? Like, not just the good, and we want people to hear the honest truth. Like, what have you experienced with running paid marketing? And even, what is the gym? What does that look like over the course of time working with us? And yeah, any advice you would give to anybody thinking about it or doing it right now and not getting results? And also, What have your results been, I guess, would be a good question.
Sure. So results right now, I would say we're up about 20% revenue currently, but it's continuing to build and grow. What I really like to see is the start of the month, like what we expect at the start of each month. That number keeps going up, so we're kind of raising our floor. And so we started back in November. Where we're at now, the start of the month is basically where we were in November. And on November, we were in a downward trend, running our own paid marketing after learning some of that from the folks we were working with. And that was effective at first, but we can't, we're not experts at that. We can't put the time and energy and the resources into that y'all can, run it for so many different people. So we've seen kind of just steady, consistent growth. It's not 1 month is way up here, then another month is down, and it's kind of, everything is pretty smooth and steady all the way along. So it's predictable growth. We see a lot more leads than what we would see on our own. As a result, we are, more conversation. So it takes more time. That's one thing,
Yep.
you need to be prepared to nurture those leads, to make phone calls. Fortunately, we have pretty good automation, so we get emails and text messages, but when somebody replies to one of those emails or text messages, we need to be ready to reply to the email, to the text message, or pick up a call, and ready to schedule. We have to have the schedule open so that we can book an appointment with them, have them come in and talk to them about the gym. So that's, I guess, one thing to be ready for, is being ready to put those appointments on the calendar, being ready to answer your phone, being ready to check a text message, check an email, send an email, whatever it is. Because the quicker you do that, the more likely it is you're going to get somebody to book. They're thinking about doing it. That's when they're looking at it. So then you want to be there to respond. There have been times where we've seen maybe, our leads dip for a week or 10 days. We reach out, usually we talk to, we end up talking to Dave, he talks to Blake, look into it, we get an answer as to what's going on, or we make a tweak. So it's, even though there's times where we're wondering, what's going on the back end, what's happening, might be a little, moment of panic, it gets resolved really quickly, which is really heartening. Again, all of it, everything going on, where it's like we see the positive momentum, and we see any issues resolved really quickly, that's really good, and why we feel like we're on a good path to see continued consistent growth above and beyond even where we are now.
Yeah, and I guess a question for you too: how much time do you feel like you get back not having to do it on your own, and just the headaches of, I don't want to kind of give you an answer, but trying to figure out what copy to do, what images, and all that testing, right? Like, how much time did you kind of feel like, hey, after you got that off your plate and focus on selling, did you get back and, able to drive the business?
I wouldn't say so, hour, 2 hours a week. It wasn't a great amount of time that I necessarily got back right away, because I don't think I knew enough to spend that much time on it. And we definitely didn't have the resources to do a ton of A/B testing or anything like that. But I'll tell you, I immediately started sleeping better. As soon as I wasn't doing it, I was like, cool, this is off my plate. Somebody else is an expert, is taking care of this. I'm sleeping better, and I know, I wake up and I've got leads to contact, folks to reach out to, text, see how we can help them out.
Yeah. And I think a huge thing is, we say it all the time, but having, it's great to get referrals. Don't get me wrong, referrals are amazing. But to count, I always say the worst business model is to count on your clients to grow your gym, and not have a foothold on hey, I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to wake up every day and have 2 to 3 people or everybody this month to reach back out to and try to get back in. And to have just because we all feel it, right? Even at Lasso, if we go a week without a call book, we're what do we got? It's the same thing with the gym. If you're focused on just your if we're focused on gym owners, bringing new gym owners to us, that's not a great business. That's why we run our own ads, right? We have to create our own funnel and our own ecosystem of people to get in, to nurture. And I think a lot of gym owners are still, they don't see the big franchises and all of that, or they do see it, right? They know that Orange Theory's spending a ton of money. They see all the ads, right? So it's not like they don't see it. Either they don't realize, and maybe you can talk to this, and they don't realize that that's going to work for me, or they think it's CrossFit and boutique style gyms are different than that and don't need it. I've never been able to connect the two.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a mindset of, community, and we're about community, and we're about fitness. And if we really build a great community, everybody's going to tell their friend and bring their friend in. It doesn't always, we have folks, we bring a friend day, we have people refer friends. That's one avenue. But even if they tell their friend might be like, you're crazy. I know all my friends, when I started doing CrossFit, were like, you're nuts. I'm not working out with you. So, it has its barriers, but, and even I've even been burned, there's other folks who said, oh yeah, we'll help you with paid marketing in the past. I've been, I had another gym in the city for about 6 years with a business partner, and we got burned by some paid marketing previous, and I had somebody else try it when we were owners here. So I understand there's some skepticism because I think you just got to do your research, know what you're getting into. But it's a tool, and it's a really powerful tool. And when you have the bandwidth on your schedule to take it on, you have the process in place to have a good product, all that kind of stuff. It can be really, really valuable. All the other stuff is great too. We still do regular emails to our mailing list. We're still active on our Instagram, our social media. Like I said, we still want to do bring a friend days, give folks an opportunity to bring their family and friends in, experience what we're doing. And we're totally happy to help anybody with referring, getting somebody started, because we know it can help them change their lives. But to really maximize and help most people, having consistent new people come in the door is necessary. And paid marketing is what we found did that. And all the other stuff gave us some leads, but it was not reliable and consistent enough to be able to bank on.
Yeah, I like that, reliable and consistent. One thing you said, and I want to ask a question on this is, and just so everybody listen, I did not ask this question beforehand, is you said doing your research on the marketing company. So what have you noticed between what the previous marketing company and then now, the difference for somebody that's, because we at Lasso, the biggest thing we combat is people getting burned by marketing companies. Well, getting burned by marketing companies, and it's just a bad taste in their mouth of, the other stuff that's been done. So what would you tell a gym owner, like, hey, this is what to look for?
I mean, it's really kind of doing your research and checking into the reputation. One of them, I think in both cases, they were kind of connections, people who stopped by. Facebook wasn't, again, in the CrossFit space, I wasn't as familiar with Facebook marketing and advertising. So I didn't necessarily know as much what to look for, but, seeing these guys, their ad didn't pop up on Instagram. And then I went and looked at them. For you guys, your ad popped up on Instagram. There were other marketing and advertising companies out there for gyms. They pop up on Instagram. So I can go kind of click on them, compare, see who's working with what type of gyms. This is the type of gym that I'm running. And then also, obviously reading reviews. It was really strong though too, because I was initially referred all the way back, in 2019. So that was really powerful as well. But being able to see you guys are, like you said, you're advertising yourselves because you want to have calls booked each week as well. So you are using it, and so you're using your product. Kind of the same as, if I weren't to work out, it's like if I'm not working out, then it's like what am I doing here?
Yeah, I think one thing too for people to listen, and I would just add this, is find a marketing company that specializes in something and doesn't do everything. Like imagine, and I'll try to like make this analogy towards like a gym space. If a gym space just helped, everyone, which is okay, but if they know who they are and specify like, we're great at this, right? If they're imagine if they're doing yoga, Pilates, strength classes, all this stuff, you're like, they're probably mediocre at it all, right? But like what we do is we focus just on gyms. Like we get people that are like, hey, can you run this real estate or e-commerce? We're like, no, we're focused on this, right? Because if we dial in our focus, just like a gym, if you dial in your focus on either personal training, small group fitness, or whatever it is, you're going to be really, really good at that. But when you do a bunch of different things, you're probably going to be mediocre at them all, right? And you're just going to like, I got to add all these revenue sources and meet all these people. Whereas like, we're like, hey, we're going to write copy for gym owners. We're going to do this. We're going to do this just for gym owners so we can focus on the gym space to get better. Like, to be honest, there's probably way more profitable business. Like we could go in a dental space and it'd be a lot easier, right? Gym ownership is hard and that's the other thing. We've all done it, right? Like everybody at Lasso has done it. So we speak the same language. And I think that's a big thing. You're just not talking to a marketer that just markets, right? Like we hear it all the time. We had a guy come back and he was going to have one of his, somebody in the gym do it. And he like looked back and he's like, I'm up 40%. Why would I risk that? And on top of it, like they don't know the gym space. They're just probably marketing for the car wash down the street or whoever, right? It takes a lot of testing. And when you're able to test at a large scale to know what works, then you can deploy it faster. Right? Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, no, I believe, something that just stood out to me, which is, one of my sort of sales talking points. If you reach out to us, Eric said, oh, well, it's just been consistent leads and growth month over month. And when we look back in 18 to 24 months, that will have continued long term, right? Because one of the big things I tell folks when you come on, hey, if you're looking for one of those 40 clients in 30 days or you don't pay us, like that's not us, right? Like we're saying, hey, you are going to consistently grow for as long as you work with us, whatever that looks like. And that's the thing that I like, because people come in with realistic expectations, and like we've all done it. I did it when I had a gym. Eric, you've been around long enough. You probably did it too. We got with some of these marketing companies that sort of targeted our community, and we would run these 6-week programs, and we get 42 members, and we work our butts off. But after the 6 weeks, well, 41 of those are going to leave, and then we're going to leave. Then we're going to lose 2 or 3 good clients because they're pissed because the quality of the classes are just crazy. And so for us, we made sure like, hey, that's not really what we wanted from the beginning. I think that's one of the big questions that we get often, just like, okay, at the crux of it is like, how are you different from what I've tried in the past and didn't like? And we say, oh, and then we talk about what we do. So I'm glad that you said that, because so when you first came in, when you first started talking to us, you could talk about even back in 2019, but when you reached out the last time, was that one of your concerns, that you were going to have to stick to a playbook, run this offer, this was the play, and make it work hard?
Not really. Okay. I mean, that's always kind of a concern. Is it going to be like a major change to everything we're currently doing that we feel like we're doing and is working well? In 2019, though, I mean, honestly, so my wife and I took over ownership of CrossFit 781 in July of 2018. So we were just kind of, okay, we want to make this thing work. We're just trying to, so that's where we're kicking around. And I'd gotten some guidance from, like I said, from a fellow affiliate owner, and I was kind of checking it out, checking out different options. And so I was really open to listening to, just about anything, but obviously, we wanted to keep doing the things that worked well. When we reached out this time, I really didn't have any concerns. And just based on, I guess, your guys' background, having kind of seen that, heard that as gym owners, and what else, your other experience in the industry, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be a good fit. And just, knowing it's not going to be a sprint, it's not going to be, here's 30 members in the first, first 30 days or anything crazy like that. It is over time. And it's really great. And as we've seen, it's not just like, we're getting a great number of leads, but we also see more website traffic on our own. So more people are not just coming in through the Facebook or Instagram funnel, but coming directly through our website, which is awesome because we know those are really strong leads. We see our mailing list growing, which is awesome. We see our Instagram followers growing. So all of that just is more reach. So in the future, it can continue to just build and build, like snowball rolling downhill.
Oh man, I wasn't even going to talk about that. So let's talk about the halo effect a little bit, right? Because so if you guys don't know, when you work with us, when you come on board, we're going to say, okay, Dynasty CrossFit, that was the name of my gym. We're going to say, okay, Dynasty CrossFit, let us see your previous 6 months of revenue. We want to see your previous 6 months of lead, close, blah, blah, blah. So we want to look at that data and we're going to say, okay, this is what they averaged. And then when you work with us, say 6 months, we're going to look back and compare those two. And we're not going to get caught up in this lead came from this place. And hey, listen, like my website traffic has picked up and I'm getting more leads, because again, there's a halo effect of this marketing, because obviously there's people out there like me, like I'm not clicking on an ad. I don't care I'll see the ad. Then I'm going to go to the website and I'm like, oh, okay, it looks like a pretty good thing. And then I may buy it from there. But without that ad, you would have never been on my radar. But at times we get gyms, they're like, yes, it's going, there'll be gyms, but like they'll start with averaging 4 new signups per month, they'll work with us for months, and they'll be like, well, yes, it did go up to 14 signups per month. However, 7 of those were just walk-ins. Like, they just happened to be walking by one day. I'm just like, so you mean to tell me you average 4 signups per month for the previous 6 months, and now all of a sudden everyone's walking by your gym or going to your website now? That's not the case, guys. So I like that Eric said that. Blake, I'm going to let you ask another question if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to ask two questions.
Okay.
Well, the first one being, so what's next for Eric and CrossFit and your gym? Like, what's the next big goal?
Realistically, we'd like to see, a little more membership growth, little more revenue growth over the next few months. I think, again, just continuing the trend. I feel like September into the end of the year, that'll be possible. From there, there's, potentially expanding the number of classes we're offering. Pet project of mine, maybe expanding the offerings period with, one thing I'm particularly interested in, like adding it to our mix. But otherwise, really just kind of trying to continue to create more opportunities for our coaches, and with that, create more better opportunities to help the folks that are coming in every day. Just we're figuring out more and more what works, what gets results for people. Just trying to package that together and make that a good offer and just give really good value to the folks that are coming in. I'm actually, super happy with what I get to do. I love being here at the gym. Love helping our coaches improve. Love helping athletes improve. I love that I get to spend time with my family. So just doing more of that stuff, and then I get to work out a whole bunch. So that's great too.
Yeah, and then my last question, and I'm going to put you on the spot here. What is the best business advice you've ever gotten, so you can pass it along to anybody listening?
Actually comes from our financial advisor that we got hooked up with through like a series of events, and we were just getting like, we're like, okay, we're in our 40s, we should buy some life insurance. But a couple, it was like last year actually, he told us the best investment you can make is in yourself. So it's like when we're thinking about putting money somewhere else or whatever, he's like, the best investment you can make is investing back into your business. And it's actually, I should give a shout out to my wife as well, because every time when it gets hard, and I'm sure for a lot of other small gym owners, they think about, I'm going to go, try to pick up some extra work somewhere else that isn't in the gym. They're thinking about that. She's always like, no, what you need to do is just hustle, get some more people to do get some extra one-on-ones or something like that. The best thing you can do is invest. The best investment you can make is in yourself. It just, obviously it does need to be strategic, but we've kind of really taken that to heart, and it's been good.
No, I like that. And I think I know who that advice came from. You just can't go wrong investing in yourself long-term, right? And I think a lot of times people think, I look back to when I was first starting, I had a guy that was sort of where I wanted to be financially and business-wise. And he was just like, here's one thing you need to do that you don't do. And I'm going to share it with you guys. He started recommending books to me. He was like, if you'll read these books, over time, your business will get better. Your life will get better. You start thinking differently. And I was just like, bro, like, I'm thinking he's going to give me like some special thing, right? I'm like reading. I really don't read, but I trust this guy. So, but then sure enough though, now I'm an avid reader, but I remember in the beginning thinking like, man, this is not what I was expecting. I was expecting some magic unicorn, some pill that was going to change overnight. So for you guys that listen, if you're not a reader, just start reading. Like, start reading books, start asking guys and girls that you respect, hey, like, what are you reading? And reading will definitely change. Reading will definitely change a lot of because it changes your mindset. It just changes so much. So definitely, thanks for sharing that. So Eric, last question. What would you tell someone that was thinking about reaching out to talk to us, thinking about working with us? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, first and foremost, just make sure your systems are in place. Make sure your ducks are in a row. Your classes are buttoned up. Your classes are run well. You've got an onboarding process. all those things. You have the time. You're ready to follow up with new leads that come in. You're ready to, pick up the phone or reply to a text or reply to an email. That's really just make sure you're ready for it. I think it was really good advice actually in 2019 to not get started, because we kind of had the beginnings of those things, but they weren't really dialed in. But now, we may have been ready a few years ago, but at the end of 2024, we were definitely ready for it because we had all those things. We knew, we had a rock solid onboarding process. We had our, the start of our client journey, like the first 90 days, we had it like laid out. So we knew exactly what was going to happen and how to kind of handle different situations. So yeah, it's just, kind of make sure you are prepared and ready. But then, if you're in that place where everything is configured in a way that you can hit the ground running, it will work. And then it's just patience. And it's just going to grow over time.
Good. All right. That was perfect. All right, guys. So Eric, we're going to wrap up. We just want to, hey, thanks for hanging out with us, man. We really appreciate it. I feel like today was great. I think that, the gym owners listening to this will definitely get some insight from it. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep, my pleasure. Thank you.
And guys, as always, tell a friend to tune in, and we will chat with you guys next week. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.